Happy New Year, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick update on this Purex twin tube filter. So I decided that it's going to go here. I did try it underneath the bench, and I was going to put a hole through the bench, possibly two holes, one to the soldering area there and one to the marking laser, which I had right in the corner, but it was just too cramped and crowded. So what I've decided to do is to have this here. I can turn it on and off at the plug, and I've just 3D printed a little cap. Actually, this is in I'm going to show you this as well. Look at the finish on this. This was on my heavily modified Ender 3 Pro last night. Took about 3.5 hours. It's 5mm wall, 5mm cap here. This TPU I used a few months ago, and I forgot to put it back in its bag and seal it up. It's been sat in the machine in a freezing damp and workshop for a few months, and yet it's printed it absolutely perfectly. There's the seam. I just went for the one place rather than random, but it's come out really well. So what I've done is I can now blank off one side with this TPU cap. That grips really nicely. Only using this one to go to there, and you can reduce the speed quite considerably, and it is much quieter like that, but while still sucking all of the fumes up. What I'm thinking of doing now is getting some pipe work that will run perhaps up to the ceiling and across, and then hang down, and one of these will attach to it. If you remember on one of the first videos I did when I got this, one tube is perfect and the other one was all loose and floppy, absolutely useless. But Andy on my forum has bought a very similar model with these two, I think it's got one arm, maybe two arms, I can't remember, but it came with instructions on how to tighten these up. Now, I'd already tried this, but perhaps I was going the wrong way or just didn't do it enough. But you can actually tighten these up to as good as new. Just going to put the camera down. What you need to do, if you pull off the funnel end, and then with your right hand twisting anti-clockwise and your left hand going clockwise, you can work your way up. If you can see that perhaps that way, and you can tighten all of these little joints up, and then it's back to almost new. I think this was the completely floppy one. Actually, I'm not even sure now, but you can see the total transformation. So yeah, the way my hands are moving, work your way up, don't overdo it. There's a bit of a loose section there, I need the bend there. And now, apart from this end, which I can't seem to get quite tight enough, yeah, it keeps springing back, but it's not a problem because that's where most of the flex needs to be as it comes out of the bench. But now we've got a chance to actually use this one, and as I say, I am thinking of trying to find pipes that fit this, even if I have to use sealant to do it, and then this can hang literally from the ceiling down onto the laser, the marking laser, and that will solve all of the problems that we had. So that's the plan. But yeah, thanks to Andy for posting the instructions on how to tighten this corrugated stainless steel pipe back up. That is well, it's made a big difference. So that is that. What other updates have we got? We finally got in the post the chimney for the kiln. So there's some glass fibre high temperature sort of wadding in there, and just literally sits on there. Now that I've bent in, but it was actually sticking out, and the reason it sticks out is it's a handle, so you can grab the metal with some pliers or something. And then there's a little fine mesh bowl in there, and you just put about 10 grams of this activated charcoal in there. So that coupled with the fume filter, we should be good to go on this as well. We've run it up to temperature, as you'll recall, and now we actually need to put it to some use. So yeah, that is where we are at the moment.